Welcome back. We are tackling a pretty heavy subject this afternoon. Tomorrow is Human Trafficking Awareness Day at the Freedom Center, and it's hosting several programs over the next 2 days to help us all become better educated about that topic. We're joined this afternoon by Marti MacGibbon, who herself is a trafficking survivor. So first of all, tremendous credit for you for coming out to even talk publicly about what you've been through. And when we talk about human trafficking, I think a lot of us see it as an issue somewhere else. Obviously, this is an issue right here.
Yes. Yes, it is, and it's not in some far-off country. It's a lot of it happens here, and there's an estimated 27 million people enslaved over the world today. That's the estimate. Of course, they can't have specific numbers because of the fear and shame that a lot of victims have and a lot of survivors have that keeps them from speaking out. In the United States, they estimate there are as many as 50,000 women have been trafficked in the U.S. today. Yeah, and that's an estimate. They
sound just staggering. I mean, to hear a number like that.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is. So the thing is, I started to tell my story in 2009 because this happened to me, obviously, a long time ago when I was young. But I was from a middle-class family. My father was a professor. I had this education, all kinds of advantages. I was a successful stand-up comic with a Tonight Show scheduled, and I spiraled down into drug addiction, and that made me vulnerable to being trafficked. I was trafficked from San Francisco to Tokyo, and I found myself under the control of Japanese organized crime figures. And I was brutalized, I was isolated, I was threatened with death, and I was terrified every day that I would never survive it. And fortunately, it was less than 2 months before someone came in who helped me to escape.
Really?
But the escape is only the beginning. And for me, when I got back to the States, I was overwhelmingly traumatized and terrified that the traffickers would get me. And so anyway, I lived in terror for many years. And human trafficking was not a part, the term was not a part of the popular lexicon back then. There was nothing, there were no resources.
How do you describe it? Yeah.
No resources. So I wandered, I was homeless. I mean, this had a tremendous impact on me, on my mind, on my personality. And it took me many, many years to be able to recover. And I did recover, and I now have a really happy life, but that's why I've come out to speak about it, because this happens to people. There are no preconceived idea of who this may happen to, and it's a crime that's continuing.
And as you are speaking out, I want to make sure we mention, you have a book. We have it on our table here.
Yeah.
This is you.
Yeah, this is a memoir. I called it Never Give In to Fear, because fear and shame are the traffickers' weapons, and I will not be silenced. And the trafficking is a small part of this memoir. It covers the worst years of my life that were possibly the most interesting in some ways. But because I was an addict, I wanted to speak out about addiction and about human trafficking and let the world know that even the seemingly hopeless cases like I was do recover and prosper, and that if there's anyone out there that's wondering about this kind of thing, just from a personal point of view, they can read my story. And
living proof of the survival. Marti, it is a pleasure to have you. You're speaking tonight at the Freedom Center.
Yes. And
there are 2 days worth of events. Of course, you can get all the information about that on our website, WCPO.com. A pleasure to meet you. Thank you for speaking out. It's good to hear the story. Your time now is 12:28. The man who could be